9 celebrities who were refugees. 1. Mila Kunis. Kunis was born in Ukraine when it was still the Soviet Union. Her parents were Jewish. They were persecuted by the Soviet authorities. Once they were allowed to immigrate, they did. Mila was 7 at the time. Her family of 4 had to leave everything behind. The Soviets only allowed them to take $250 out of the country. 2. Wyclef Jean. The future rapper was born in Croix-des-Bouquets, Haiti. He grew up in a hut with no running water or electricity. 2 years later, Jean-Claude Duvalier became president. The Duvalier regime was notoriously brutal. When Wyclef was 9, his parents fled Haiti for good. They settled in New York City. 3. Andy Garcia. Garcia was born in Havana, Cuba. His mom was an English teacher and his dad was a lawyer. In 1961, they welcomed the failed Bay of Pigs invasion. When it failed, they fled Cuba. Andy was 5 when they settled in Miami, Florida. The Garcias built a very profitable perfume business. Andy has never been back to Cuba. He won't go there as long as the communists remain in power. 4. Madeleine Albright. Albright was born Maria Jana Korbelova in Czechoslovakia. Her dad was a prominent Czech diplomat. He served at the Czechoslovak embassy in Belgrade. In 1938, Germany was allowed to occupy Czechoslovakia. The family moved to Britain. Madeleine's dad worked for the Czechoslovak government in exile, but his hopes of returning were crushed. The Soviets occupied his country after the Germans. The family immigrated to the United States in 1948. 5. Freddie Mercury. Freddie's birth name was Farouk Bulsara. He was born in Zanzibar in 1946. It was a British protectorate at the time. Now it's Tanzania. Freddie's parents were Parsis from India. The 1964 Zanzibar Revolution brought ethnic violence. Indians were targeted by the rioters. Freddie's parents immigrated to the UK. 6. Sergey Brin. The future Google co-founder was born in Moscow. His parents decided to leave the Soviet Union in 1977. They were Jewish and didn't feel safe. Brin's father was immediately fired from his job. It took 2 years for them to get permission to immigrate. Sergey was 6 when they arrived in the United States. 7. Iman. Iman was born in Mogadishu, Somalia. At 4, Iman was sent to an Egyptian boarding school. Political unrest in Somalia spilled over into a war. Iman stayed in Egypt for much of her teenage years. She returned to be with her family in Somalia. Her parents had both fought for Somali independence, but it was too dangerous for Iman. She moved to Kenya, where she was spotted by an American photographer. Iman was 21 when she moved to the U.S. 8. Gloria Estefan. Estefan was born in Havana before Castro. Her family fled to Florida after the Cuban Revolution. Gloria's father participated in the Bay of Pigs invasion. Estefan herself gained citizenship in 1974. She has won 4 Grammys and is worth $500 million today. 9. Rita Ora. Rita Ora was born in Kosovo to Albanian parents. Kosovo was still part of Yugoslavia at the time. Yugoslavia split in the early 1990s. Kosovo was still part of Serbia. The Serbian government began an ethnic cleansing campaign. Albanians and Bosnians faced extermination. Ora's family escaped to London, England.